You know, I was sitting in a cafe the other day, and I overheard someone say, "I just need to make ends meet this month." And I thought to myself, darling, there's your problem right there. You're speaking to money like you're holding out a tin cup on a street corner, hoping for scraps. And money, being the obedient servant that it is, says, well, if you insist on scraps, scraps it shall be. Let me tell you something that might sound absolutely mad at first, but stay with me because this is going to change everything for you. Money isn't some cruel taskmaster sitting on a throne deciding who's worthy and who isn't. Money is more like a loyal dog. Yes, you heard me right, a dog. And right now, most of you are approaching this dog while trembling, speaking in a tiny, fearful voice, expecting it to bite you. And what does the dog do? It senses your fear and either runs away or, heaven forbid, actually bites you. But when you walk up to that same dog with confidence, with calm authority, with the expectation that it's going to wag its tail and be your best friend, well, that changes everything, doesn't it? Now, I know what you're thinking. That's all very poetic, but I've got bills to pay. I've got $17 in my bank account. I've got creditors calling me. How am I supposed to speak to money like a master when I feel like I'm drowning? And that, my dear friend, is exactly why you're here. Because you've been doing it backwards your entire life, and nobody ever told you. Let me paint you a picture. You wake up in the morning, and what's the first thing you do? You check your bank account with the same enthusiasm someone might check a biopsy result. Your stomach drops. You calculate how many days until payday. You think about everything you can't afford. You see something you'd like to buy, and immediately tell yourself, I can't afford that. Money is tight. Things are hard right now. And then you wonder why money keeps avoiding you, like you're carrying some contagious disease. Here's what's actually happening, and this is where it gets fascinating. Your words aren't just sounds that disappear into the air. They're creative forces. They're instructions you're giving to the universe, to your subconscious mind, to the very fabric of your reality. When you say, I can't afford it, you're not just making an observation. You're placing an order. You're telling the universe, give me more situations where I can't afford things. And the universe, being the excellent waiter that it is, says, coming right up. One extra helping of lack and limitation. I had a friend, lovely person, heart of gold, who used to say at least 10 times a day, I'm so broke. I'm always broke. I'll never have enough money. And I finally said to her, darling, if you spent half as much energy declaring your wealth as you do declaring your poverty, you'd be swimming in abundance by now. She looked at me like I'd suggested she flap her arms and fly to the moon. But here's the thing, she was already doing the work. She was already putting in the effort of constant declaration and affirmation. She was just affirming all the wrong things. You see, most people think that being realistic about money means acknowledging their lack. They think they're being responsible by constantly worrying about it, by pinching every penny until it screams for mercy, by treating money like it's a rare and endangered species that might go extinct at any moment. But here's a little secret that the masters know. That's not realism. That's just fear wearing a fancy suit and calling itself wisdom. Real mastery over money starts with understanding a fundamental principle that sounds too simple to be true. But I promise you, it's the key to everything. Whatever you're seeking is also seeking you. Money wants to flow to you just as much as you want it to flow to you. But it can't flow through a pipe that's clogged with fear, resentment, and declarations of poverty. Think about it this way. If you wanted a relationship and you walked around all day saying, nobody loves me, I'm so alone, love is hard, good partners are impossible to find, do you think love would come running into your arms? Of course not. You'd repel it faster than garlic repels vampires. But somehow, we think we can do this with money and expect different results. We treat money like an enemy, complain about it constantly, resent people who have it, panic when we don't have it, and then wonder why it's not throwing itself at our feet. Now, let me tell you about the master's approach. A master doesn't beg. A master doesn't plead. A master doesn't check their bank account 30 times a day with a knot in their stomach. A master knows something that changes the entire game. A master knows that they are the source of their supply, not their job, not their spouse, not the economy, not anything external. You are the source. Your consciousness is the source. Your word is the source. I can hear some of you scoffing already. That's ridiculous. My job is my source of income. Is it though? How did you get that job? Wasn't it through a series of thoughts, words, and actions that you initiated? And if you lost that job tomorrow, could you not, through that same consciousness, create another source of income? Your job is a channel, darling, not the source. The source is the infinite creative power working through you. Here's where it gets really interesting. When you speak to money like a beggar, you're coming from a place of lack. You're saying, please, money, come to me. I need you desperately. I'm incomplete without you. And money, reading that energy, says, oh, you're needy and desperate. That's not attractive. I think I'll go hang out with someone who doesn't need me quite so desperately. But when you speak to money like a master, everything changes. A master says, money, you are welcome in my life. You flow to me easily and constantly. I am a magnet for prosperity. I handle you with wisdom, and you multiply under my care. Do you feel the difference in those words? There's no begging. There's no desperation. There's expectation. There's authority. There's a calm knowing. Let me share something with you that might sound shocking. Every single time you complain about money, you push it away. Every time you say, I can't afford it, you're building a wall between you and prosperity. Every time you worry about bills, you're actually creating more things to worry about. I know this sounds backwards to everything you've been taught, but stay with me, because this is where the magic happens. There's a law at work here, and it's as reliable as gravity. It's the law of attraction, but not in that fluffy, wishful thinking way that people mock. This is about understanding that like attracts like. Your dominant thoughts and words create a vibrational frequency, and that frequency attracts circumstances that match it. When your dominant frequency is I don't have enough, you attract more circumstances that prove you don't have enough. When your dominant frequency is I am prosperous and money flows easily to me, you attract circumstances that prove that instead. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I have real bills. I have real debt. I can't just pretend it doesn't exist. And you're absolutely right. We're not pretending anything doesn't exist. We're not denying reality. We're creating a new reality with our words and thoughts. There's a massive difference. Here's a practical example. Let's say you receive a bill. The beggar looks at that bill and says, oh no, another bill. I can't afford this. Money is so tight. This is terrible. And they spend the next week in anxiety, and somehow, magically, more unexpected expenses appear. Why? Because they've set their dial to the frequency of lack and difficulty. The master looks at that same bill and says, ah, a bill. This represents a service I've received, and I bless this company. The money to pay this bill comes to me easily and effortlessly. I am grateful for the abundance that allows me to meet all my obligations with ease. And then they calmly make a plan to pay it, without drama, without panic, with the full expectation that the money will be there when needed. And you know what happens? It usually is. Opportunities appear. Unexpected income arrives. Things work out. Now, you might be thinking this sounds like magical thinking, like I'm asking you to just positive think your way into wealth. But let me explain the actual mechanism here, because there's real science and psychology backing this up, even though I'm explaining it in spiritual terms. When you're constantly in a state of fear and lack about money, your brain literally cannot see opportunities. Your reticular activating system, that's the part of your brain that filters information, only shows you things that confirm your existing beliefs. So if you believe money is scarce and hard to come by, you literally cannot see the opportunities that are right in front of you. But when you shift your dominant thought pattern to abundance and expectation, suddenly your brain starts showing you opportunities everywhere. That freelance gig you would have overlooked, that investment opportunity your friend mentions casually, that idea for a side business that's been sitting in the back of your mind. It's not magic, it's neuroscience. But it feels like magic because the results are so dramatic. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who came to me absolutely convinced he was cursed when it came to money. Everything he touched turned to dust financially. He'd had 3 businesses fail. He was in debt up to his eyeballs. And every single day, he would recite his litany of financial failures, like a monk with very unfortunate prayers. I'm terrible with money. I always fail. Nothing ever works out for me financially. I'm just not meant to be wealthy. I said to him, well, no wonder you keep experiencing exactly that. You're giving the universe the clearest possible instructions to keep you exactly where you are. And he looked at me like I just told him the sky was plaid. But he was desperate enough to try something different. I gave him one simple assignment. For 30 days, he was not allowed to speak a single negative word about money. Not one. Every time he was about to say he couldn't afford something, he had to stop and say instead, I choose not to purchase that right now, but money flows easily to me. Every time he wanted to complain about his debt, he had to stop and say, I am becoming debt-free with ease and grace. Every time he checked his bank account with dread, he had to instead say, I am grateful for what I have, and more is on its way. He thought it was nonsense. He did it anyway because he had nothing left to lose. And you know what happened? Within those 30 days, someone contacted him about a business opportunity he would have normally dismissed. He took it because his new mindset made him see possibilities instead of just obstacles. Within 6 months, he'd made more money than he had in the previous 3 years combined. Within a year, he was completely debt-free and building substantial savings. Did the words magically make money appear? No. The words changed his consciousness. His consciousness changed his perception. His perception changed his actions. His actions changed his results. It's a chain reaction, and it all starts with how you speak. Now, let me give you some very practical ways to speak to money like a master instead of a beggar, because I know you're itching for the how-to part. First, eliminate these phrases from your vocabulary entirely. I can't afford it. Money is tight. I'm broke. I never have enough. Rich people are greedy. Money doesn't grow on trees. Every single one of these phrases is an instruction to the universe to keep you in lack. Instead, replace them with, I choose to spend my money elsewhere right now. Money flows to me from expected and unexpected sources. I am building my wealth. I always have enough for what I truly. Wealthy people are blessed and I celebrate their success. Money comes to me easily and frequently. Do you notice the shift in energy? The first set of phrases makes you feel small, defeated, victimized. The second set makes you feel empowered, expectant, in control. That's the difference between begging and mastery. Second, start blessing your money instead of resenting it. When you pay a bill, bless the payment. Say, I bless this money as it goes out to serve others, knowing more returns to me multiplied. When you receive money, even if it's just a few coins, say, thank you for this money. I receive it with gratitude and it multiplies in my hands. This completely changes your relationship with money. You stop seeing it as something that abandons you and start seeing it as something that flows through you. Third, practice the feeling of wealth right now. You don't have to wait until you're rich to feel wealthy. In fact, you can't become wealthy until you start feeling wealthy. Wear your nicest clothes even on regular days. Set your table beautifully even if you're eating something simple. Walk with your head high. Speak with confidence. Tip generously even if it's just $1. Act as if you're already the prosperous person you're becoming, because in the realm of consciousness, you already are. Fourth, stop the poverty talk. This is crucial. Every time you're about to engage in a conversation about how broke you are, how expensive everything is, how impossible it is to get ahead, stop yourself. Just stop. Those conversations are poison to your prosperity. Instead, talk about your plans, your dreams, your vision for abundance. Talk about what you're grateful for. Talk about the progress you're making, no matter how small. Here's a fun exercise that really drives this point home. For the next week, carry around a piece of paper in your pocket. Every single time you think or say something negative about money, make a mark on that paper. Just a little tick mark. Don't judge yourself, just notice. At the end of the week, count those marks. You're going to be shocked at how many times you've been declaring and affirming poverty. Now imagine if you'd been declaring abundance that many times instead. Do you see how powerful your words are? Fifth, create a mantra that you repeat daily, multiple times a day. Make it personal and make it powerful. Something like, I am a money magnet. Wealth flows to me effortlessly from multiple sources. I am financially free and generous. Say it when you wake up. Say it before bed. Say it when you're in the shower, driving your car, waiting in line. Let it become the background music of your mind, replacing all those old songs of lack and limitation. Now, I want to address something important because I know some of you are thinking, but what about people who work hard and still struggle? What about systemic poverty? Are you saying it's all just about thinking positive thoughts? And that's a fair question. Here's the truth. Yes, there are real systemic issues. Yes, some people face obstacles that others don't. Yes, privilege and circumstance play a role. But here's what's also true. Within whatever circumstances you find yourself, you have far more power than you realize. You cannot control everything in the external world, but you can absolutely control your internal world, your consciousness, your words, and your expectations. And those things have a tremendous impact on what you're able to create and attract. I've seen people start with absolutely nothing and build empires because they refuse to speak like beggars. And I've seen people born into wealth lose everything because they spoke like victims. Your circumstances are your starting point, not your ending point. And your words are the vehicle that takes you from one to the other. Let me tell you something that might make you uncomfortable, but it's important. Every single complaint you make about money is a prayer for more things to complain about. Every single time you declare, I can't, you're ensuring that you can't. Not because you're being punished, but because you're instructing your creative power to create more of what you don't want. The universe doesn't hear, I don't want to be broke, and give you wealth. It hears broke and gives you more of that. It doesn't distinguish between your wants and your don't wants. It simply responds to the dominant vibration you're putting out. So when you constantly talk about, think about, and worry about lack, you get more lack. It's that simple and that frustrating. But here's the beautiful part. It works just as powerfully in the positive direction. When you constantly speak about, think about, and expect abundance, you get more abundance. Same law, different application, different results. Now, let me give you something you can do right this second. Yes, right now, while you're watching this. I want you to say out loud, I am worthy of wealth. Money flows to me easily. I am a master of my financial reality. Say it. I'll wait. Did you do it? Good. Do you know what just happened? You just interrupted the pattern of lack that's been running in your subconscious, possibly for years. You just planted a seed of abundance. And if you water that seed every single day with more words like that, it will grow into a mighty tree of prosperity. Here's another thing the masters know. You have to be willing to act as if it's already done. This is where most people get tripped up. They say the right words, but then they immediately contradict those words with their actions and their emotional state. They say, I am prosperous, and then they panic about money 5 minutes later. They declare abundance, and then pinch pennies so hard they squeak. You have to be consistent. You have to be persistent. You have to be willing to feel foolish at first, because let me tell you, you will feel foolish. You'll feel like you're lying to yourself. You'll feel like you're playing pretend. Good. Feel it anyway, and keep going. Because what you're actually doing is not lying. You're telling a new truth. You're speaking into existence a reality that doesn't exist yet in form, but already exists in consciousness. Think about it this way. Before a building exists, it exists in the mind of the architect. Before a symphony exists, it exists in the consciousness of the composer. Before your wealth exists in your bank account, it must exist in your consciousness. Your words are the blueprint. Your consistent declaration is the construction process. Your unwavering faith is the foundation. Now, I want to talk about something that's probably holding you back more than anything else, your resentment of the rich. Oh, I know you might not think you resent them, but listen to yourself when you see someone driving a nice car or living in a beautiful home. Do you think, good for them, I celebrate their success? Or do you think something closer to, must be nice, probably corrupt, probably inherited it, probably lucky? Be honest. Here's why this matters. If you resent wealth in others, you repel it from yourself. It's impossible to attract something you resent. Impossible. If you see a wealthy person and feel jealousy, bitterness, or resentment, you're literally pushing money away from yourself. Because you're saying to the universe, when people have money, they're bad, and I don't want to be bad, so I don't want money. And the universe says, your wish is my command. You must, absolutely must, learn to celebrate wealth wherever you see it. When you see someone successful, bless them. Say, their prosperity is evidence of the abundance that's available to all of us, including me. When you see someone driving an expensive car, instead of judgment, say, I celebrate their success, and I'm open to similar abundance in my own life. This is crucial. You cannot become what you resent. Here's a powerful practice. Start saying to yourself, what's mine is coming to me. I don't need to take from anyone else. The universe is abundant enough for all of us to be wealthy. Someone else's prosperity doesn't diminish my own. Say this especially when you feel that little twinge of jealousy or resentment rising up. Let me tell you why this works on a deeper level. The universe operates on the principle of correspondence. Your outer world corresponds to your inner world. If your inner world is full of resentment, fear, and declarations of lack, your outer world will reflect that back to you perfectly. But if your inner world is full of gratitude, expectation, and declarations of abundance, your outer world has no choice but to reflect that instead. You are literally creating your financial reality with every word you speak and every thought you think. Not someday, not eventually, right now, this very moment. The money you'll have a year from now is being determined by what you're thinking and saying today. That should both terrify and excite you. Terrify you because it means you've been your own worst enemy. Excite you because it means you have all the power to change everything. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but I've tried positive thinking before and it didn't work. Didn't see immediate results and went right back to your old patterns of speaking and thinking about lack. This isn't a quick fix. This isn't a weekend project. This is a complete reorientation of your consciousness, and that takes time and consistency. The masters don't just speak powerfully about money on the days they feel like it. They do it every single day, regardless of circumstances. They do it when the bank account is low. They do it when unexpected expenses arise. They do it when everything seems to be going wrong. Because they understand that their word is the creative force, not their circumstances. Here's something practical you can start doing today. Create a virtual check or a written statement of your financial goal. Write yourself a check for the amount you want to be earning or the amount you want to have in your account. Date it 6 months or a year from now. Put it somewhere you'll see it every day. And every time you see it, say, thank you for this money that is already mine in consciousness and is manifesting in my physical reality now. Not, I hope this happens. Not, wouldn't it be nice if, but a declarative statement that it's already done in the realm of consciousness and is now making its way into form. You might feel silly doing this. Do it anyway. Because what you're doing is training your mind to see yourself as the person who has that money. And when your self-concept changes, your reality has no choice but to follow. Let me share one more story before we wrap this up. There was a woman who cleaned houses for a living. She barely made enough to survive. She had 3 children and no support. By all external measures, she should have been speaking like a beggar, and for years she did. But then she learned this principle, and she decided to try something radical. Every morning while cleaning someone else's beautiful home, she would say, my own beautiful home is coming to me now. I am worthy of beauty and abundance. My financial freedom is manifesting now. She would imagine herself as the owner of a beautiful home. She would feel the feeling of financial freedom, and she never, not once, complained about her circumstances or spoke words of lack. It took 2 years. 2 years of consistent practice. But opportunities started appearing. She started a small cleaning business, Then it grew. Then it grew more. Within 5 years, she owned her own beautiful home. Within 10 years, she had multiple properties and financial freedom. The houses she once cleaned as an employee looked very similar to the houses she now owned as an investor. Did the words do it? Yes and no. The words changed her consciousness. Her consciousness changed her self-concept. Her self-concept changed what she could see and believe was possible. That changed her actions. Her actions changed her results. It's all connected, and it all starts with speaking like a master instead of a beggar. So here's what I want you to do right now. Today, this very moment, I want you to make a decision. Decide right now that you're done speaking like a beggar. Decide that from this moment forward, you will speak to money, about money, and around money, with authority, with expectation, with gratitude, and with the full knowing that you are the master of your financial reality. And then I want you to do something concrete. Choose one phrase you say regularly that reinforces lack, and replace it with a phrase that reinforces abundance. Just one. Maybe it's changing, "I can't afford it," to "I choose to invest my money elsewhere." Maybe it's changing, "I'm broke," to "I'm building my wealth." Maybe it's changing, "Money is so hard to. Money flows easily to me." Just one phrase, but make it non-negotiable. Every time you catch yourself about to say the old phrase, stop and say the new one instead. Do this for 30 days. Just 30 days. Don't worry about anything else. Don't try to change your entire life. Just change this one thing consistently for 30 days and watch what happens. I promise you, you will be amazed at the shift that occurs. And here's the thing. If this resonates with you, if something in you is saying, "Yes, I'm ready to stop begging and start commanding," then leave a comment below and tell me what phrase you're changing. Share it with the community. There's power in declaration, and there's even more power in declaring it publicly. Say it out loud, write it down, make it real. And if you want more of this kind of practical spiritual wisdom that actually changes your life, subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to keep showing you how to master your reality through the power of your word. Not someday, not when circumstances are perfect. Right now, exactly as you are, exactly where you are. Remember, darling, you are not a beggar. You never were. You're a master pretending to be a beggar. And all you have to do is stop pretending. Start speaking like the master you actually are. Start expecting like a master. Start moving through the world like a master. And watch how quickly money recognizes its true master and comes running to serve you. Your wealth is not out there somewhere waiting for you to find it. It's inside you, waiting for you to claim it with your words. So claim it, declare it, expect it, receive it. You are the master. Now speak like it.